Welcome to the Krempels Brain Injury Foundation's Oral History Project. Every year, brain injury from trauma, stroke, or tumor strikes more than 4,000 people of all ages in New Hampshire. Many of them are your neighbors, your friends, your family. It is the goal of this project to increase awareness relating to this unique population that often goes unseen and unheard. The interviews are recorded at SteppingStones, a community-based post-rehabilitative program located at the Foundation for Seacoast Health's community campus in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. SteppingStones provides opportunities for social interaction, life skill training, recreation, and support for brain injury survivors who are now living in the community. All of the interviews are conducted by brain trauma survivors. Please enjoy.
Hi, I'm Nikki Butterfield, SteppingStones member, and I am interviewing Shawn Christman, SteppingStones member. Hello, Shawn.
Hello, Nikki.
Can you briefly describe your life before your brain injury?
Well, I was living in Colorado, kind of a ski bum. I was carpenter and living in California. I was living in California at the time that my accident happened. And my accident happened in California doing carpentering. I was doing exterior siding on a house and the scaffolding fell over.
Ooh, can you describe your brain injury? How long ago did it happen? When did it happen, or where? And exactly what were the consequences? What happened to you when you had your accident? You fell off a scaffolding. Did you just go down and land on your head, or did it land on you?
I landed on my head. It was June 8th, 2004, so a little over 5 years right now. And I was in California, Watsonville, California, building a house there, working on a house there. I was on the scaffolding, doing the siding, and the scaffolding fell over. And I was on the scaffolding with one other person. He walked away from it, and I somehow had a brain injury. The other guy doesn't know how it happened or anything, and I definitely don't remember it at all. And the fire department was out inspecting the sprinkler system on the house, and because they had just taken off about 15 minutes before my accident, the 911 call came in, and they turned around, stabilized me, and then they directed the Flight for Life as to where to come pick me up, and then I had brain surgery within like a couple hours, something like that.
What was your rehabilitation experience? What has it been like? What type of therapy did you have? Where did you have therapy? And did you feel what was beneficial and not beneficial during your therapy?
Well, I was here in New Hampshire, staying at my sister's place for the right after my brain injury. I was in the hospital for a month, and I got out about July 4th or 5th, and then I was here in New Hampshire until that November, and was doing the physical therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, because I have cranial nerve damage, and so my right eye does not team up with my left eye, so I have double vision, and that was helping out that occupational therapy was helping out my double vision. And the physical therapy was helping me with my balance because I'm deaf in my right ear. My balance was kind of knocked off because now I don't have that second ear to help with my balance. And so that was really helpful. The speech therapy I didn't so much need because my speech was really actually not so affected by my brain injury. I was doing speech therapy, but I didn't really need it so much. I needed more occupational with my eye, physical with my balance, and then also my shoulder was injured in my fall. Ligaments or something in my shoulder, the rotator cuff or something. And so I was doing therapy on that as well because I have shoulder pain, my right shoulder.
Was that at home or was that in a facility at your sister's home?
That was in Health South, where I would work on weight machines, like low weight machines, just doing therapy.
Fancy gym.
Like a fancy gym.
Cool.
And then when I moved back to Colorado in November, and then I started kept up my therapy, my physical therapy there, as far as with my shoulder. And then my back started to hurt, and then I started doing back rehabilitation therapy. And then I just found out recently through an MRI, 5 years after my accident, that my back was broken in my accident. So I didn't know that my back was broken, but I was doing therapy for it because my back hurt from me skiing and just stuff. But I didn't do any occupational, or I didn't continue my occupational or speech therapy simply because I was living in Telluride, Colorado, and there was really nobody around doing that. I would have to travel an hour and a half in order to get in types of those therapy. It was just physical therapy in town, so that's all I could continue with. And I wasn't driving at the time.
Let's see, what changes have occurred since your accident? Physical, emotional, and communication.
Well, I went back to Colorado, and I did ski. I didn't ski like I used to ski. Like, I didn't ski the trees. I still skied, like, the Black Diamonds and all that kind of stuff. I didn't do it like I used to be able to. I didn't have the stamina to do it like I used to. And physically, I've gotten weaker, a lot weaker since my brain injury. I can barely do like one pull-up, one dip. I can do sit-ups and stuff, but I can't. And I can do push-ups, but push-ups hurt my shoulder, so I can't really do those so much. Emotionally, I'm a lot more, fragile, maybe is the word. I'm not emotionally as strong as I used to be. Like, things bother me a lot more. If someone says something bad, negative towards me, it affects me more than it used to. And emotionally, I'm a little more, ragged. I'm not as strong emotionally. More depressed than I used to be because my life has changed, definitely. And this is the other one. Communication-wise, I'm really about the same communication-wise as before my brain injury. I may be a little more isolated, but that's just in my head because my friends have all continued to be my friends since my brain injury. I've got a great group of friends where other people with brain injuries have told me that their friends have kind of dropped off the face of the earth. My friends are still there and don't really notice a change in me, even though I notice a change. And they say it's just me, so I go with that. And they're still around. My friendships have stayed the same. And I still communicate with them on the level that I used to, and the level that prior to my brain injury.
New question. Thing is about it, Shawn, you know how to be a good friend. People don't abandon people that know how to be a good friend.
Yeah, I think that's it. And our friendships were so strong prior to my injury. I had lived with a lot of my friends, and I don't know, we'd been through hard times and good times together for 10, 15 years, 17, 20 years, and we all knew each other really well, so it wasn't like a matter of just like writing me off after my brain injury. There was no reason to, because we were such good friends, kind of like you don't write your family off after a brain injury. And I've gotten closer with my family because now I live out east with my sister and her family, her husband and my 2 nephews, and then the rest of my family is here out east, so I get to see them a lot more often, whereas when I was living out west, I maybe saw them over Christmas, something like that. But I see my family a lot more being here. My blood family, I see them more. Yeah, and my family's all right. Yeah, for sure, I'm lucky. My family is completely helping me out. Yeah, my sister's amazing.
Isn't she?
She's great. She's helping me out with everything, yeah. And living with my 2 nephews is awesome. So I get to play with my 2 nephews. And I never would have had that chance to spend this much time with my nephews. And with them all the time. We get to play. It's awesome. I get to see them grow up. It's so much fun. Love it. Yeah, they're fun. Kids are fun. I love kids. I couldn't eat a whole one, though.
Okay. We just basically went through that. How has life been since your injury? You're saying that as far as your social and your family, that it was pretty much had stayed the same. But as far as your business and financially, have you changed at all? Have you gotten religion in a different way than you did before?
Well, I don't really do carpentry anymore. I was doing it a little bit just to make some extra money at one point there, but it was like I wasn't showing up for an 8-hour shift, on the job, all my tools, all that kind of thing. It was like a haphazard show up whenever you want, and we were just building a roof over a porch, and it was no big deal, and it was mellow. But that made me realize that I couldn't really do construction anymore because it was a lot for me to just be doing that kind of stuff. I had a part-time job in a liquor store, and it's just hard for me to do things for long periods of time because I get tired out easily doing the same thing over and over and being required to be in a place doing something for 4 hours, 6 hours. It's a long time for me.
So your stamina
it's not as good.
And then you said you also cannot transport yourself back and forth.
Yeah, because I'm not really driving now. And then financially, my accident happened at work, and so I'm still settling with workers' comp, and I imagine it's getting closer to settling, but it's been getting closer now for 5 years and still hasn't. And workers' comp was giving me checks there for a few years, for 4 years. They just stopped last March of 2009. And then now I'm getting food stamps, and my SSDI, my disability, I just got approved for that. Otherwise, my family has been feeding me, and I was paying my bills, but now I'm not even paying any of my bills simply because I have no income, and I'm trying to figure out now what to do with my bills as far as I'm living on my disability checks. As far as religion, I don't think I've changed much. I like Buddhism, and it's not really a religion. It's a way of life, living in the present, living in the now. And I like that a lot just because I can think all I want about my accident and if I didn't get on the scaffolding that day, all that kind of stuff, whatever. I did, and live in the now. I'm here in the present right here. And I'm kind of happy with being right here right now. And actually right now I'm in the best place I've been in since my brain injury, for sure. Next question.
Doing another one. What was the biggest communication challenge that you have experienced?
I've had difficulty with all the red tape with trying to get approved for disability, and the red tape with dealing with my lawyer and doctors with my whole case. The lawyer thing with workers' comp is crazy. You just can't believe how long it takes and how there's no communication, and lawyers are kind of, I don't know, kind of weird, not so good sometimes. You got to have a good lawyer. And the whole thing with the government and dealing with getting on disability takes a long time, but it's worth it once you finally get it. Otherwise, and I have a tough time focusing on trying to get all that paperwork done. That's why my sister has been helping me, and she's been awesome helping me with that. Couldn't have done it without her.
Now, even if you're not brain injured and you have a college degree, it's impossible to do that paperwork.
They make it hard.
Yeah. What are some of the goals that you have for yourself at this point in your life?
Well, since my brain injury, I started doing pottery. And that's kind of what I do now, is I throw pots. And I am going to do that for the rest of my life. And I love pottery. And my goal with that is to become juried with the New Hampshire League of Craftsmen and get all my stuff, my pottery out there, and get some of my pottery in the Made in New Hampshire stores and get my pottery juried so that I'll be able to put it in the League of New Hampshire Craftsmen galleries and just sell pottery and do pottery and just keep doing pottery because I love it. That's my goal, pottery right now. Yeah, I'm all right, yeah.
Should we keep going with people here? Okay. How has SteppingStones made an impact on your life aside from meeting me?
Well, besides meeting you, Nikki, that's been pretty awesome, actually. SteppingStones is pretty great. And Nikki's on my team, yes. And I actually love SteppingStones. This place is great. It's had a huge positive impact on my life to meet other people with brain injuries and who are going through the same kind of things that I'm going through. And it's just so positive here. Everybody's pretty happy. We have a good time. And socially, it's socially been a lot of fun. Yeah, I love it here. It's great. I can't really imagine not having stepping stones in my life because it's so much fun coming here. It's too bad the interns are leaving, though.
I know. I don't want to leave, Shawn.
I agree with you on that. Let's see. What does being, quote, brain injured, end quote, mean to you?
It means a whole stack of new challenges in your life. It's a lot of new challenges. Everything's different than how it was in the past. It's just a new pile of challenges. We're all dealt a certain hand, and for some reason we got dealt the brain injury hand. And someone thought that it was going to be all right for us to have a brain injury and that we were going to be able to do all right with it. And so that's what we're out to do, is just do all right with our brain injury.
I think you're going to do all right.
I think you are too.
Yeah. Let's see. What would you want to share with the public to educate them about brain injuries?
I would like to say that first, if you do not have a brain injury, try and do everything you can to prevent a brain injury. Simple little things. Wear a seatbelt, wear a helmet when you ride a bike, go skiing, those kind of things. Just be safe. It's all choices as far as don't jump off the roof because you think it's going to be a fun thing to do. Just make choices. Be smart about things. Don't get a brain injury. It's not as much fun as you think. And the people who have brain injuries, we're still there. We still got it together. And everybody's different. And we're different with a brain injury. But engage with us because we're still around. And maybe you could learn something from us just like we can learn from you.
We hope you enjoyed the preceding interview. The mission for the Krempels Brain Injury Foundation is improving the lives of people living with brain injury from trauma, tumor, or stroke. If you know of anyone who may need our assistance, please contact us. And if you would like to explore ways in which you can help us move forward with our mission, please contact us as well. Because brain injury from trauma, tumor, or stroke can happen to anyone at any time. It is a problem that is not going away.